Okay, YouTube, it's Sunday, March 18th. If you watched my last video, the lawnmower maintenance video, if I can get that uploaded, it'll be on there. You know, I got that stuff out of the way, and now I can go back to what I want to work on. We're going to salvage what's left of this half weekend, since I had to work yesterday and do the lawnmower stuff. Oh, normally I say what I plan on doing the day that I'm making the video, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to just show you what I'm doing right now and take it from there, and I'll try to document everything I get done today. Don't know how much I get done. First thing I do is something I almost forgot about. I need to fix this bracket right here. I wish I'd ordered one a while back. I still could, I guess, and just work around it until it comes in, but I'm going to go ahead and take the time to repair this. Already started on it. In case you're wondering what's wrong with it, you can see how see that right there, that's rust. It's rusting out. And there's what it's supposed to look like. I've already cut me out a metal plate, and I tuck it over to this side. I got it the wrong way. And I put it up in there after I cut it to where it fit up in there flush up against this surface, back side of it. And you can see I scribed my line around there for my hole. Now I'm going to cut this hole out. Then once I cut it out, I will fit this up in here, and I will cut around here until this piece fits up in there nice and flush, and just weld it in, and that'll be that. And hopefully I'll get to do some wire brushing on these little rusty areas here, and maybe hopefully do some painting. Anyway, I'm not going to spend a lot of time blabbing in this video like I do in a lot of them. I want to get something done. But I will just turn the camera on and show what I've got done, give you a short little summary of what I've got done and what I'm doing. Time to pause the camera. Stay tuned. Okay, YouTube, we got our patch plate made here. We'll show you how I'm going to fit it up in here. First of all, here's my new bushing. And as you can see, I didn't have to make it. See how that's kind of like an octagon shape? I didn't have to do that because these new bushings aren't exactly OEM. But compared to these old ones, they're really close to the same thickness, and you got that right there. So all I had to do was take a step drill, and I drilled as deep as I could. The step drill was actually big enough, but the end of it wanted to go down in the vise. I did it on my Bridgeport mill, by the way. Didn't bother to film it. Like I said, kind of wanting to get something done. I don't want to spend a lot of time making video. Just want to get some work done. But we're going to make somewhat of a decent video out of this. But anyway, that's a perfect fit there. And in order to fit it on here, I'm going to, that goes the other way, I think. Yeah, right about there. This looks like the location is going to be plenty close enough. I'm going to clamp it up in there like that. And then I'm going to take my grinder and cutoff wheel and just keep churning around until I see the edge of my patch plate or panel, if you want, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll fit it up in there flush and weld it in. Okay, stay tuned. More to come. Alright, we got it cut out and fit. Just want to show you what that looked like. Everything worked out pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and weld it in, grind it down, and that will be it. Alright, there it is. All welded up. I'm just going to pick up the camera on the tripod, so it's going to be a little awkward. Oops, I need to focus this camera back too. There you go. All got left is to grind it down, and this job is done. And that saved me a little money and time not having to order that bracket. Okay, just showing the finished product there. Got it ground down. I think it turned out pretty good. Now it's time for a little cleanup. Start cleaning up these. So you see the rust on top of the frame rails. We've discussed that before. I'm going to clean it up. And it's not going to be a perfect detail job. I just want to get a little paint on the rusty areas. It'll look better than it does, but like I said, it won't be done perfect. Alright, I better get my respirator on before I continue with this. Stay tuned, there's more to come. Okay, YouTube, got everything cleaned up about as good as I can get it without, oh, here we go again, without disassembling everything. Looks a little better just cleaned up, but what I'm going to do, I'm not going to spray this because, number one, I don't feel like taping all this off, and the stuff isn't perfectly clean anyway. And number two, I want to see if this PR15 paint flows out as well as they say it does. They say with the brush it flows out just as well as spraying, but believe me, if I have a choice, I'd rather spray it. But just because we're not completely disassembling this part of it, meaning pulling the engine out, stripping it down, and making it look real nice and perfect and clean, we'll just try brushing it on. I'm just wanting to cover the nasty looking areas mainly is what I'm wanting to do. And once all this is together, with the wiring harness and everything over top of it, I think that what we're planning to paint here will be good enough. The rest of it will be pretty much hidden once you get the exhaust manifolds and the turbo and the wiring all hooked up. Okay, just showing you what I got done for now. I'm going to try to start brushing a little paint on tonight. If I have any brushes, I may have to clean up and run out and get some. I don't know if I have any. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, YouTube, it's Thursday night. I turned on the camera to show you that I did get some paint brushed onto that frame. But while I was going to the house, Angel stole another shot rag. Hope you find that entertaining. I know she does. She won't let me have it. Give me that. Come here. There we go. Oh, she dropped it somewhere. She doesn't have it. I better see if I can find it. Where did she drop it at? I don't see it. What'd you do with the rag, Angel? I don't see it. All she did was make a circle. Ah, I see it. And so does she. Oh, she dropped it. Alright, we got our rag back. Not too concerned about my rag, but I just don't want her to eat it because she'll swallow some of it. And she will rip it to shreds. Okay, back to what this video is about. What I did was, like I said, I brushed it on. I was curious to see how that does. A lot of people claim that this paint, PR15 paint, works really well when you brush it on, and they were right. Just going to show you what a little bit of effort, how much of a difference a little bit of effort will make. when you're doing your cleanup. Like I said, this is not a professional job. If I were to do this right, I'd pull the engine out and take everything apart and detail it right, but I'm not doing that. But this looks so much better than it did, and that was just brush on. It's still wet. And like I mentioned before, I bought this in a six pack of 4-ounce cans like this. Half was rust preventative and the other half was chassis black. Rust preventative is usually a kind of a flat color after it dries. And if you remember, when I painted the radiator support, which is over there leaning against the wall, that I shot what was supposed to be rust preventative. It looked real glossy. I opened up a can of chassis black, and it got dull, or a flat color. And sure enough, this was a can of rust preventative, and you see how glossy it is. So evidently somebody screwed up with the stickers on the can. But it's okay, at least we know that now. I got one can of chassis black left and 1 can of rust preventative. Anyway, I just want to show how that looked. We painted the frame rails, steering box, just brushed it on. Like I said, didn't have to tape anything up, didn't get too fancy, and it looks so much better. And once it's all together and you look down in there, it'll just help the looks of it. Plus, and the main objective is just protect everything, keep it from rusting back and all that. And with the remaining paint, I'm tempted to do the leaf springs and the front suspension. Wouldn't be much preparation because those were sandblasted and painted with Rust-Oleum spray paint. The good anti-rust paint, I did that about 2 or 3 years ago. Paint stuck on good, it hasn't rusted through, but it's lost a little bit of its shine. I may go ahead and use the rest of that paint and brush it on while this is apart. As anxious as I am to get this thing together and running, but I think I may take the time to do that, maybe tomorrow night into Saturday morning. I'm not supposed to work Saturday, so hopefully I can get a full weekend of working on this truck and get it done. And like I said, I painted the frame rails and then I kind of got off the subject. We painted the bottom of the firewall. It never got painted black. This truck used to be green. So those were parts you could not see when it was all together. That's why it never got painted before. Okay, that's pretty much it for now. I might go ahead and upload this video tonight. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Hopefully we can get a lot done to it this weekend.